Okay, we are at the very last paragraph of this chapter, right concentration. The kinds of concentration discussed so far arise by fixing the mind upon a single object to the exclusion of other objects. But apart from this, there is another kind of concentration which does not depend upon restricting the range of awareness. This is called momentary concentration, Kanika Samadhi. To develop momentary concentration, the meditator does not deliberately attempt to exclude the multiplicity of phenomena from his field of attention. Instead, he simply directs mindfulness to the changing states of mind and body. Noting any phenomenon that presents itself, the task is to maintain a continuous awareness of whatever enters the range of perception, clinging to nothing. As he goes on with his noting, concentration becomes stronger moment after moment until it becomes established one-pointedly on the constantly changing stream of events. Despite the change in the object, the mental unification remains steady, and in time acquires a force capable of suppressing the hindrances to a degree equal to that of assessed concentration. This fluid mobile concentration is developed by the practice of the four foundations of mindfulness taken up along the path of insight. When sufficiently strong, it issues in the breakthrough to the last stage of the path, the arising of wisdom. Finally, we are at the very last stage. Only after we can do this, then we can do the final breakthrough, the arising of wisdom. Okay. The detail of wisdom will be discussed in detail in the next chapter. So stay tuned to find out. Any comment for this last paragraph? If not, what I would like to do today is to review what we have read in this chapter. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's take a look. Starts from the introduction. The eighth factor, the last factor of this path, is right concentration, Samadhi. An intensification of a mental factor present in every state of consciousness. This factor, one-pointedness, has the function of unifying the other mental factors in the task of cognition. In the next paragraph, Samadhi is only a particular kind of one-pointedness. It's not equivalent to one-pointedness in its entirety. Why? There are other examples where people can get concentrated, but not in the Buddhist way. What are the examples? A gourmet sitting down to a meal, really concentrating on his food, enjoying the taste of the food. An assassin about to slay his victim, a soldier on the battlefield. You can imagine a sniper needs to be really focused to be able to hold the gun steadily and aim at the target. There is also a concentration, but not the right concentration that we characterize as Samadhi. The Samadhi referred in the Buddhist sense is described here exclusively wholesome one-pointedness, concentration in a wholesome state of mind. And we can also narrow it further. It does not signify every form of wholesome concentration, but only intensified concentration that results from a deliberate attempt to raise the mind to a higher, more purified level of awareness. Commentary defines Samadhi as centering of the mind and mental factors rightly and evenly on an object. This concludes with the freedom. This freedom from distraction further induces a softness and serenity, which make the mind effective instrument for penetration. Penetration of what? Penetration of the truth. Like a lake unraveled by any breeze, the concentration mind is a faithful reflector that mirrors whatever is placed before exactly as it is. Then we enter into the development of concentration. There are two methods. One is serenity, samatha bhavana. The second one is insight, vipassana bhavana. Both paths has shared some requirements, preliminary requirements. For both, moral discipline must be purified. Various impediments must be severed. And we should seek out suitable instruction, preferably from a personal teacher. The last one, resort to a dwelling conducive to practice. In the sutta, ideally, this is the forest dwelling. So for our case, what can we do? We are in the city. Maybe we can visit a forest monastery. I think there's one in Thailand. Not sure if there's one in Singapore. I've never heard of it. Or maybe we can just go to MacRitchie, go inside the jungle. But be careful, it can be dangerous if you go outside the trail path. If there's an animal attacking you, could be dangerous. If the meditator has a qualified teacher, the teacher will probably assign him an object judge to be appropriate for his temperament. If not, if we don't have a teacher, we have to select an object himself after some experimentation. There are 4 T objects listed here: 10 kasinas, 10 unattractive objects, 10 recollections, 4 sublime states, 4 immaterial states, 1 perception, 1 analysis. But if you are really confused, don't know what object to choose, we can always go back to mindfulness of breathing. The easiest object, and it's always available to all of us. Okay. Firstly, it explores the 10 kasinas, and then the 10 unattractive objects, the 10 recollections. This is just a further elaborations of the 40 objects. The 4 sublime states: loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. The 4 immaterial states, which has the counterparts of a very deep level of absorption, the one that we read yesterday. The base of infinite space, infinite consciousness, the base of nothingness, and the last one, the base of neither perception nor non-perception. One perception refers to the repulsiveness of the foot. One analysis is the contemplation of the body in terms of 4 primary elements, discussed in the previous chapter. Yes, this paragraph is the one that I mentioned. There are so many variety of meditation subjects. Then we could be perplexed on which to choose. There are certain types suitable for certain meditators. Regarding the temperament, some are, if you are hating type, then loving kindness is suitable for you. If you're a devotional type, you can meditate on the qualities of the triple gems, etc. Like I mentioned, if you don't know what to choose, we can always fall back on mindfulness of breathing. Even though you can also trial and error other meditation subjects as well. The last line here concludes with the ability to select the subject appropriate to the situation requires skill, but the skill evolves through practice, consistent practice, and through simple trial and error, experimentation. In fact, this is what Long Paul recommended during the retreat. Meditation is more like trial and error. Don't think too much on, which object to choose, or am I doing it correctly, or what should I correct next. But just try it out. And it doesn't work out, try another thing. Now we enter the stages of concentration. This is where the rigorous steps starts to appear. We start with selecting our meditation subject, and then we try to catch the mind. If the mind strays, catches it, brings it back gently but firmly to the object. Doing this over and over again, and as is necessary. This initial stage is called preliminary concentration, and the object preliminary sign. Before that, I went too far ahead. We should assume a correct meditation posture. This one. After we assume the posture, and then we start to focus on the object. The next thing to note is that 5 hindrances are likely to bubble up. It will arise. Sometimes they appear as thoughts, images, obsessive emotions, such as desire, anger, resentment, heaviness of mind, agitation, doubts. The hindrances are what most of us needs to overcome. How to overcome it? We have to be adroit. We have to be skillful. If it's too strong, sometimes we have to get away from our main meditation objects and try to counter the hindrances. But at other times, we should persist with our primary subject despite the hindrances arises along the road, bringing our mind back again and again. Next, after the 5 hindrances, if we manage to overcome it, the 5 mental factors will come to our aid. It's intermittently present, but it lacks a unifying bond and thus do not play any special role. When activated by the work of meditation, these 5 factors pick up, link up with one another, and steer the mind towards Samadhi. What are the 5 factors? Initial application of mind, Vitakka, sustained application of mind, Vichara, rapture, piti, happiness, sukha, and one-pointedness, ekaggata. This paragraph explains further about the 5 factors. And the next paragraph mentioned that these 5 factors counteract the 5 hindrances. And each factor, each absorption factor, opposes a particular hindrance. the hindrances are being overpowered by the jhana factors, and in the side of the object too, on the side of the object too, certain changes are taking places. The original object of concentration is a gross physical object, but with the strengthening of concentration, the original object gives rise to learning sign. Yeah? The mental image of the disc seen as clearly in the mind as the original object was with the eyes. Yeah? So the object starts to become clearer in our mind, but it's not yet as clear as in the following paragraph. There is another object called counterpart sign. Yeah, compared to the previous one, learning sign, this one is using a simile of the cloud. The learning sign is compared to the moon seen behind the cloud. The counterpart sign, there's no more cloud. You can see the moon so bright and so clear. Yeah, this is the next stage of the concentration. Yeah, from learning sign to counterpart sign. And then we have not yet entered the concentration. We are only somewhere around the neighborhood. Upachara Samadhi, assess concentration. Oh, even after doing all this, we are just around the neighborhood. We are close though. Yeah? We are close to absorption. We are entering the neighborhood at least. Yeah, at least we are not somewhere far away in the sea or some remote island. We are nearby. Yeah, more work still need to be done for us to become fully immersed in the object. The defining marks of absorption. With further practice, the factors of concentration gain in strength and bring the mind to absorption. Apana Samadhi. Like assess concentration, absorption takes the counterpart sign as object. The two stages of concentration are differentiated neither by the absence of the hindrance nor by the counterpart sign as object. These are common to both. What differentiates them is the strength of the jhana factors. It uses this simile to compare the two. The mind in this state is compared to a child who has just learned to walk. We take a few steps, falls down, walks some more and falls down. But the mind in absorption is like a man who wants to walk. He just gets up and walks straight ahead without hesitation. So like all of us who can walk right now compared to when we are a toddler, learning how to walk. Okay, I think I will stop the review here. I'll continue tomorrow. Anything you would like to add on?
If you are interested, Pandey Somananda from the Buddhist Library is giving a meditation class. Actually, it started last Tuesday. You can go down there personally, or actually it's available in Facebook Live at 7:30 every Tuesday evening. So last week I joined by Facebook Live. He uses the recollection of the Buddha as a guide for meditation. So he went through, the qualities of the Buddha, the life qualities. Arahan, Samasambuddho, Vijacharana Sampanno, Sugato, Lokavidu, Anuttaro, something like that. Cannot remember everything, but he guides us. So that is I find it quite a useful guided meditation. So he will recite the Buddha's qualities and then we do the meditation from there. Yeah. So if you are interested, Tuesday, 7:30 evening.
Yeah, so what Sakyang mentioned is in the Buddhist library. The Facebook link I'll paste in this chat. Yeah, Buddhist library is the Saikyang headquarters.
Yeah, I started from there.
Yeah, Saikyang should be awarded a long service award, right? 30 years now, is it?
1990, 94, 93.
Power. So Buddhist library was founded by Bhante Dhammaratana from Sri Lanka. Oh, very nice Bhante.
Yeah, he devoted his time and effort and Dharma teaching to Singaporeans. Yeah, most of his life. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I'm very grateful to him. Without him, without the Buddhist library, I would not have been in touch with Buddhism.
Yes.
Yeah, spiritual growth.
And when I heard his story the first time he came to Singapore, wow, the struggle is unreal. Yeah, because he did not speak English, so he has to learn from scratch. Yeah? He has to take English class and all this stuff, and there's also a lot of other struggles.
Yeah, on Sunday there's also the puja that he leads. So he was talking about metta meditation. Yeah, recently his emphasis is on loving kindness.
It's Sunday 10 a.m., right?
Sunday, yeah, from 10 a.m.
Is it physical or physical?
There is physical also,
Okay.
and there's Facebook Live as well.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, and despite all the struggles, Bhante Dhammaratana managed to establish a very nice center, Buddhist library. So I'm also very thankful to him. Yeah. Buddhist library has helped me a lot to be in touch with Buddhism.
They are starting the Sunday school for children. Sunday Dhamma class. Yeah.
So if you have any kids, any of you, you can send them to Sunday class. Okay, anything else to add? Or anyone else? Thanks Saikyang for sharing. If not, let's do a dedication. 愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。阿弥陀佛。Till we meet again, may we be guided by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a momentary day ahead. Thanks everyone for participating, especially Shou Mei all the way from the cruise.
Happy holiday.
Happy holiday. Happy weekend too. Bye-bye.
Bye.